Om Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Padam Shankaram Loka Shankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Yomavat Vyapta Dehaye Dakshinamurtaye Namaha Om Namah Pranavathaye Shuddha Jnanaikamurtaye Nirmalaya Prashantaye Dakshinamurtaye Namaha Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Apyayantu mamangani.
Apyayantu mamangani.
Vat pranachakshuhu. Rotramato balamindriyani cha sarvani. Sarvam Brahma Upanishadam. Aham Brahma Nirakuryam. Nirakaranam. Sorry, Mama Brahma Nirakaranamasvanirakaranam me astu.
Mama Brahma Nirakaranam me astu.
Tadatmani nirate ya Upanishadsu dharmaha. Te mai santu. Te mai santu.
Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Parameshwara presented himself in a form which is available for perception to the Devas. That is what avatara is. No? Every now and then we also have avatara appearing. Brahma, in the form of Parameshwara, takes a visible form. And usually this visible form is something special, exalted. Even for Devas, this was a form which they could perceive, but were completely foxed. Remember, they are in a state of intoxication of their own self-importance and forgotten that they can do nothing without Ishvara. So that's why I keep saying, Devas in many respects are like us only, not samsara. So they saw this yaksha like we do. We know the nature of the self as samanya jnanam. I exist. But we have difficulty gaining the vishesha jnanam, the nature of I being the same as the nature of the ekameva advitya brahman. They also saw a form, an effulgent form, but they didn't know what that form was. Something very special, something they probably hadn't seen before. So then all the devas, including Indra, who were present there, they said, let's find out and asked Agni Devata to go and find out. Agni Devata, swelling in self-importance, went to the Yaksha. See how the story is symbolic in a sense. Agni Devata is the Devata for Vak. Na tatra Vak gacchati. Na manaha. It can't reach there. It can go and comes back. Yato vacho nivartante aprapya manasa saha. Taittiriya Upanishad says. So Vak, although it is not accessible to speech, Vak goes sure of himself. Vak Devata in the form of Agni goes to the Yaksha. Up to this we saw yesterday. They Agnim Abruvan. They means Avala. All the devatas. Agnim Abruvan told Agni, E Jataveda, Etat Vijanihi. Go and find out. Kim Etad Yakshamiti. And very confident in himself, he said, Tatha Iti. What did he do? Tad Abhyadravat. Tata Abhyadravat. Tat it Agni approached that Yaksha. Agni can go only up to a point, because we know Yato Vak goes up to that and comes back. Nivartante. But approaches the Yaksha, Abhyadravat. Abhi Purva Adravat. Approach. Here, Dhru Dhatu. Goes to the Yaksha. And when he goes to the Yaksha, one can imagine, is in awe. Despite the self-importance, Agni Devata is in awe. He doesn't know who this Yaksha is. Who is this Yaksha who is coming and disrupting our party? Victory celebration. Not knowing it is Parameshwara. Come to remind them that the victory is not yours, that the Mahima is not yours, it doesn't belong to you. It's all reflected glory only. But clearly, the form of whatever form Ishvara takes, it is dazzling. With all its brightness, self-effulgence, Agni goes to that Yaksha and is in awe. And imagine Agni standing there in front of the Yaksha. He's going to find out who the Yaksha is. Doesn't ask him, who are you? Instead, that Yaksha, Tam Abhyavadat. Yaksha asks him instead, Tam Abhyavadat. Avadat said, asked, Abhipurva, he becomes asked very respectfully. Agni is also Devata. Respectfully asked. And what did the Yaksha ask? Kosi, Kahasi, who are you? Not that Ishvara doesn't know. Ishvara is all-knowing. He knows exactly what is happening. But he asks, who are you? Now that itself is another blow to the self-esteem of Agni. In a place like Delhi, everybody thinks he's somebody. If not somebody himself, he is somebody close to somebody of power. So if you ever in Delhi and you happen to get into an argument with anybody, small accident, well, the most common dialogue you'll hear, "Tereku pata main kaun hu? Do you know who I am?" Very common dialogue. And then they get insulted if you don't know. Agni also went full of self-importance. And here is the Yaksha asking him, Kosi, who are you? Agni, can't you see? Agni Devata. Kosi, iti. Aham Agnirvai. Agni vai. I am Agni. I am Minister of State in Delhi. You'll go to come and say, I am Agni. You know what kind of question are you asking? I am Agni. But all this, remember, because he's already in awe of the Yaksha, despite the danda he's got to his ego, Agni is still wondering how to. He didn't even ask, who are you? I am Agni. Oh, you're Agni? Yeah, I am Agni. Aham Asmi, Agni Asmi, iti abravit. He said, I am Agni. Jata Veda va aham asmi iti. I am also known as Jata Veda. Jata Vedas is the name, another name for Agni. Even in the previous verse, he was addressed as Hey Jata Veda. Meaning the possessor of all wealth, all knowledge. The entire wealth of that's available, whose? It's called Jata Veda. All knowledge, all wealth. See the way it's been structured. He not only said I'm Agni, he also went on to give another name. I'm Jata Veda. Oh, you're Jata Veda. If you're such a famous person, you must be famous because of something. You must be gaining your power from something. You must have a lot of power of some kind. Go back to the Delhi fellow, I'm police commissioner's son or second nephew or something like that. What is your power? Even Agni's power are all reflected power. He goes up to the Yaksha and says, I am Agni, Jata Veda. He actually quietly asks, oh, tasmin tvayi kim viryam? If you are such a famous person, what is that viryam you have? What is the samarthyam? What is the power you have? You know, all devatas have power in certain area, knowledge in certain area, like our domain experts in business. We quickly ask, what is your power? What is your strength? What is your samarthyam? Tasmin tvayi kim viryam iti. Agni is going to ask him, find out who he is. Instead, he is being questioned. Who are you? Oh, you're Agni. What is your strength? What is your power? He's still in that mood of power, despite the fact that he's been humbled. Says, Apidam sarvam daheyam. I can burn anything. I can burn all this. And we know how powerful fire can be. These days we are hearing of forest fire everywhere in the world. How quickly they can burn anything. Whole forests can be burned. I can burn anything, even wet, dry, doesn't matter. I will dry it first and then burn it. I can burn everything. Apidam sarvam daheyam. Yadidam prithviyamiti. Whatever is there on this earth, I can burn everything, small, big. I can burn anything. That statement of self-pride, self-importance. This is my power. So at least, see, he's not Agni. He's still answering him because of the power of Ishvara. He doesn't counter by saying, forget about who I am. Who are you? He doesn't say that. He answers Yaksha. I am Agni. I am Jataveda. Just to add more importance to that. And what can you do? I can burn anything. Oh, Priya, you can burn anything. What does the Yaksha do? Tasmai trinam nidadhau etat daheti. He picks up a small piece of dry grass, straw. You can burn anything. Here's a small piece of straw. Places it there. In front of him. Etat trinam nidadhau. Please burn this. It is like the world champion boxer asked me to fight with a 80-year-old weakling. Can you beat him? Agni says, I can burn anything. Whatever is there on the earth, I can burn. What is one shushka trin? He asked to burn a small piece of straw. Like in these movies, no? The gangster boss, he will not go and first fight. He will send his chamcha. You go and fight with this fellow. He's a nobody. And then when that fellow gets beaten up, the other fellow goes, another fellow goes. Finally, only the fellow will come. He has nothing, nobody sent. He says, I am all power in the field of burning fire. I can burn anything. Can you imagine what's going on in the mind? These are all stories, okay? In the mind of Agni Devata. Here I am saying I can burn anything. He gives a small piece of dry grass and says, burn. He doesn't even say it is beneath me to show you that I can burn this dry grass. Tasmai trinam idadhau etat daha iti. Please burn this. So what does Agni do? Agni Devata steps up to it. Say, tad upapreyaya, going to that blade of grass, sarvajavena, with all speed, with all, maybe a lot of anger. What is he trying to ask me to prove? Small piece of dry grass? I will show him. Poof, it will go. So maybe he's just sent one lick of flame. Nothing happened. Like that fellow sent his chamcha to fight. Got beaten up. Nothing happened. One small flame couldn't do anything. Then whole conflagration he went to try and burn that. With all force, all speed. That upapreyaya sarvajavena, all his force, all his power to burn. Agni tried his best to burn that one blade of grass. Tat na shashaka dagdum. All display all his might, all his power, that one blade of grass he could not burn. But Ishvara has appeared in the form of Yaksha to give them a tap on the head and make them wake up. That any glory that you have is only reflected glory. It is not your power. Every glory. Go back to the Bhagavad Gita, 7th chapter also, Bhagavan says, of the Balavan, I am the Balam. Of the Viryavan, I am the Viryam. Bhagavan is the power for everything, which the Devas forgot. You could not burn that. So what did you huffed and puffed and couldn't burn that? Tanna shashaka dagdum. What does he do? He thought he was almighty in terms of fire, could burn anything, and little piece of grass that the Yaksha gave him, he couldn't burn. What can he do? With his tail behind his legs, between his legs, fire, saha tata eva nivavrite. He went back, went away from there, being unsuccessful in burning that trana. He withdrew. He gave up. He didn't understand what was going on. But Agni Devata gave up and withdrew. Now, how does he go and tell all the other devatas who are celebrating? What does he tell them? He doesn't want to tell them that I went and he asked me to burn a straw and I couldn't burn the straw. One blade of grass I could not burn. It didn't even change color. There was no smoke. Nothing happened. He doesn't want to go and tell them that. He's been talking about all the glories. How I defeated that asura and how I defeated this asura. So what does he do? He goes back and says, Naita dashakam vijñātum yatedat yakshamiti. He didn't tell him the whole story. He only said, I could not find out who this yaksha is. Like our lieutenant of the boss of the Gundas comes back and says, sorry, I could not do anything. In fact, I got beaten. Comes back and says, na etad ashakam vijñātum. Vijñātum ashakam. I could not find out. I could not know. Etad yakshamiti. Who this yaksha is, he said like that. I could not find out who this yaksha is. Now, you've gone back to the party. Indra and all the other devatas are there. All he said was, I could not find out. I don't know who this yaksha is. What do we do? You've sent one lieutenant, he's come back unsuccessful. So what all the other devatas do? Let us ask Vayu to go and find out. Vayu Devata, again a very powerful Devata. Let us ask Vayu Devata to go and find out. So he says, Atha Vayum Abruvan. They told Vayu, hey Vayu, you go and find out. This yaksha has already disturbed our party by his very presence, our celebration, and compounded the felony by not letting Agni know. You go, Vayu. You go and tackle this yaksha. Atha Vayum Abruvan. Hey Vayu, yetat vijanihi. Like they said to Agni also, they all said to Vayu, hey Vayu, go and find out who this yaksha is. Kim yetad yaksham iti. Go and find out who this yaksha is. Despite the failure of Agni Devata, Vayu Devata is still very confident of himself. How can he be so confident? Only way he can be confident because he doesn't acknowledge Ishvara. At that moment, the Devas were behaving like Asuras. Swollen with self-pride of their achievement. So despite the fact that such a powerful Devata as Agni came back unsuccessful in finding out who this yaksha is, Vayu went very confidently. Yes? Tatha, tathastu, tatha iti. I will go and find out who this fellow is. I will take care of him. So Vayu went. Vayu, just like Agni, he said, Tad abhyadravat. Abhi adravat. Vayu went, approached Yaksha. We don't know how far Yaksha was. All space, time, etc., is not, is no relevance as far as Ishvara is concerned. All created. But it was visible. So he says, Abdravat, Abhyadravat, Adravat. And he also went, Vayu Devata, in front of this Yaksha. And when he went close enough, he was also in awe. There's something special about this Yaksha. It is Ishvara. So although he went saying, I will do this, Agni Devata failed, but I know how to do this. So he went to Yaksha, but before he could say anything, probably standing there, mouth open, because of the awe. The Yaksha asked him, Tam abhyavadat. Again, very respectfully, he asked, Vayu Devata, Kosi iti, kaha asi, who are you? Just like he asked Agni. I am Vayu, I am everywhere. I can do anything. He asked him, you don't know me? Vayu, Vai, I am Vayu, Aham Vayu. Everywhere, I am there. Asmi, Vayu Asmi, Aham. Iti Abravid. I am Vayu. And just like Agni, he didn't stop saying, I'm Vayu. He also said, Matarishva. Matarishva is another name for Vayu. One that travels everywhere without any hindrance. One who can travel anywhere in the sky. Another name for Vayu. I'm Matarishva. Just like Agni, he had to say one more word for himself. Matarishva va aham asmi iti. Same dialogue or a similar dialogue takes place. I am Vayu, I am Matarishva. He also hasn't so far asked the Yaksha, who are you? The Yaksha says, oh, you're Vayu, Matarishva. Tasmin strai kim viryam. You're so well known, you're so famous, you're prasiddha. What is the strength you have? What is the viryam you have? What is the samarthyam you have, which makes you so? Kim viryam iti. And just like his co-devata Agni, he says, Apidam sarvam adadiya. I can lift anything. Yadidam prithivyaam iti. Anything that is there on this earth, I can lift. And we know why you can do that. Why you can be like a gentle breeze, but it takes all sort of forms. Hurricanes and typhoons. And we are seeing a lot of these days in the world. Big building roofs are getting blown out. Trees are getting blown. Cars are flying. The power of Vayu. We know that. In fact, one other thing for Vayu is power. Vayu Putra Hanuman, power comes from Vayu. Very, very powerful. Can lift anything. Anything created by nature, anything created by man, I can lift. So he says, Sarpam Adadiya Yadidam Prithivyaam. Whatever is there on this earth, I can pick it up and lift it and throw it. Wow, you can do that. You can do tension. He stopped short of saying, I can also lift you. Just like Agni stopped short of saying, I can burn you also. He didn't say that. You can lift anything you want. If I put my mind to it, anything at all. So what did the Yaksha do? Tasmai Trinam Nidadhau. Same small piece of blade of grass placed in front of him. Tasmai Trinam Nidadhau and said, Yetat Adasva. Please lift this. Here I am saying I can lift big things and take them away. You're asking about one small piece of blade of grass and asking me to lift it. You're insulting me. He didn't quite say that because of the power of Ishvara. Nothing. This is, it'll fly. What kind of a test are you giving me? Yetat Adasva. Please lift this. Just like his Agni Devata, he said, Tad Upapreyaya, approaching that, going near that. Maybe Vayu say, nothing happened. The Trina didn't even move. He went closer. Nothing happened. Started applying all the power he has. All the hurricanic power, all the typhonic power. Because he tad upapreyaya sarvajavena, with all possible speed, using all his strength. That blade of grass didn't move. Just sitting there as it was. Tanna shashaka adhatum, could not lift that piece of grass. In all our stories, we'll find something very interesting, including people like Vali. Even though they are portrayed as people who are adharmic, but because they have come in contact with Ishvara in the form of Lord Rama, they gain mukti. Agni and Vayu didn't recognize, didn't realize that they are actually so close to Ishvara, like Arjuna. Only after the 11th chapter, did Arjuna begin to understand I'm dealing with something else? All this while, I thought there was a friend, an equal. Like that, these devatas also had the great fortune of being close to Ishvara. Symbolic. So what did he do? He didn't recognize all this. He didn't realize all this. Tanna shashaka adatum sa tata eva nivavriti. Saha tata eva nivavriti. Withdrew. He gave up. Having huffed and puffed and done all that he could to try and lift that blade of grass, why you realize he's dealing with something else. It is not ordinary. He gave up. And he withdrew. Went back to his party. Agni knew what has happened because he's gone through it himself. Other devatas didn't know. He didn't want to tell them that, one small blade of grass I could not lift. So he simply said, Naida dashakam vijñātum tad etat yakshamiti. He only said, I could not find out who this yaksha is. I tried. I could not find out who this yaksha is. Came back, perhaps looking shamefaced. You're so powerful, you're so strong. Could not even find out who the yaksha is. What do we do? He has already created enough disturbance to us. We are celebrating, we are enjoying ourselves, sharing stories of all our success, patting each other on the back and saying, oh, I saw you take care of that asura. What a fantastic job you did. One yaksha comes and creates a disturbance. What do we do? We can't ignore that yaksha. There is something special about that yaksha. We cannot continue with our party without finding out who this yaksha is. So all the devatas got together. All the lieutenants who were either beaten or were afraid to tackle the hero, they turned to the boss, Indra, the king of devatas. So they turned to Indra and said, Hey Maghavan. Maghavan is another name for Indra. Like Bhagavan. Ata Indram Abruvan. Abruvan against plural, so all the devatas. Asking Indra. What did they ask? Atha, thereafter, therefore, all the devatas asked Indra, boss, I think you need to go. We have to find out who the yaksha is. And all our big, strong Agni and Vayu have not been able to find out. You need to go and find out. They said, Indram Abruvan, E Maghavan, Yeted Vijanihi. Just like they told Agni and the Vayu, they told Indra also, please go and find out. Vijanihi. Kim Yeted Yakshamiti. Find out who this yaksha is. So, Tatha iti. Okay, I'll find out. And he went. Tad abhyadravat. He approached the Yaksha. What happened? First two times when these devatas came to the Yaksha, they were in awe. And before they could say anything, he asked them, who are you? At least they've approached the Yaksha and had some kind of a conversation with the Yaksha. Indra could not do anything. What happened? Tad abhyadravat tasmat tirodate. The Yaksha simply disappeared. Is Indra coming to find out who this Yaksha is? Yaksha doesn't even interact with him. One of the names for the our senses is Deva. Indriyas. Senses have no access to Brahman. You've seen that in the previous chapters 1 and 2. Vak na gacchati, mana na gacchati. Nothing has access to this. Indriya atitaha. So when Indra himself went, Yaksha was not even there. It's like you go to meet somebody, you offer your hand, he turns and walks away. Another insult. Another blow to the ego. So when Indra went, Indra realized that there's something special. So maybe right then and there, he went into a meditative state. Who is Yaksha? Are we missing something? And he went into a meditative state. Yaksha disappeared. And in the same place, tasmin eva akashe, in the same place, striyam ajagama. In the same place, one effulgent woman appeared. So as a result of his meditative stance, he sees this woman and approaches her. His quest is still to find out who this Yaksha was. So he approaches that woman. There's some description about that also we will see. Striyam ajagame. What kind of Stri? Bahushobha manam umam. That Stri is not nobody, but very greatly effulgent Uma. Uma stands for Veda. Knowledge, which includes Veda, Guru, from where only you get the Atman. Umam ajagama. What kind of Uma? Bahushobhamanam, Shobhamanam. Hemavatim, the daughter of Himavati. approached her, presumably in very humble manner, has already been humbled, said, "Hey, effulgent Devat, whatever form you are, Uma, who was his Yaksha?" Tam Hovacha asked her, Kim Yetad Yakshamiti? Who was this Yaksha who came, created so much disturbance in our get-together party, and nobody could find out who it is? Now you are here. Can you please tell us who this Yaksha is? Why is it that we can't find out? That answer is available only in the Shastra. Uma stands for Veda. So he should get an answer. If he has approached the Shastra with the correct attitude, with a questioning mind, he should get the answer. Shastra itself assures us of that. Pariprashnena sevaya. Mundaka we saw. Tadvijnanatham gurumevavidachet. Samitpanihi shrutriyam brahmanishtam. You approach the Shastra with the attitude that I want to know. The Shastra includes Guru. And you will know. So what did Uma tell him? We will see in the next class. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi
Hari Om.